Thank you for visiting the Coin Lady channel again. Today is the day when it became public knowledge that David Schwartz formerly owned 40,000 Ethereum tokens, which he sold for $1 each in order to fund the installation of solar panels on his house, a move that would now fetch over $100 million. By the way, he would never have completed that deal if he had even a remote suspicion that cryptocurrency prices could soar to that level. Not even David, the visionary genius, had a clue. Even if your blunders don't cost $100 million, they will add up if you stay in this industry for a while. Those were simpler to whip up back when things were new. However, this is no picnic. Not even the most brilliant minds and far-sighted visionaries can predict the day-to-day events. However, the real question is, where did we get 40,000 Ethereum tokens? Was he involved in a deal or swap to get into that? No, he wasn't even interested in Ethereum tokens. Because of his personal relationship with Vitalik, he found the project intriguing. Then he wanted to back it. Thus, he returned these tokens and gave 20 Bitcoin. Because doing that, his worth increased. He suggests that we create a solar system. Did investing truly figure into it? Given what you know about David, I have to ask, would you have participated in the Ethereum ICL if you had any suspicion that it was an illegal operation? People nowadays act as if the Ethereum ICO was a crime against humanity. Like Ripple, they weren't attempting to evade the law, otherwise, they wouldn't have arranged their transactions in a way that amounted to a decade-long ICL. They reasoned that selling tokens to institutions via contracts was the most compliant approach, because it was easier to sell the tokens on the secondary market for full market price. There was no attempt to violate the law, the regulations are murky, and this is a relatively young sector. Being on the cutting edge means you're certain to make some mistakes. Thus, it is absurd for individuals to attempt to portray Ethereum and the ICO as criminal activities. Once again, you can see that our own David Schwartz was involved. Looking closely at the crime, Hinman's speech getting up there and inventing his own regulations, his own clarity for the Ethereum token, is significant. Someone must immediately look into this and tell him or her, hey, you're the director of Corfin. Okay. Additionally, your link to Ethereum. Since your previous company was affiliated with the Ethereum, there is a financial interest on your behalf. Ecosystem in its most basic form, you ought not to have been given the lecture. First and foremost, no one has the right to provide one market player with information while keeping the others in the dark. Nothing like that should ever occur. It certainly couldn't have been Hinman if someone were to deliver that speech. Many individuals might be implicated in that, naturally. This situation calls for a thorough inquiry. Actually, that speech should have been delivered to Hinman, so he has to be held accountable. That was settled. In addition, he ought to stop if he wishes to avoid major repercussions in this situation. He ought to be compelled to divulge all the details, including the identities of those directly engaged. Plus, the government usually doesn't examine itself, so we won't know for sure until we do, which, alas, we probably won't. However, the ICO will point to it and declare it to be illegal. When individuals accuse Ripple of breaking the law, it's usually because of some grand plot or illicit activity. No one is interested in doing that. All they want to do is start their projects and create something new. That being said, let's zero in on the source of the misconduct, Hinman's actions, and figure out who was directly engaged. That, and not the fact that Ethereum performed an ICO, is the issue. Well, that concludes our video. As always, I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe and leave a comment with your opinions. Muchas gracias, depart.